Hello students, back to the class after a 1 hour break. I think in this 1 hour you have taken your lunch or you have rewind yourself and now reinvigorated coming back to the class. Okay, I was looking at your questions. One of the student Bishwajit is asking me a question. Sir, why Hindu religion open and Muslim Christian religion conservative? You see, you have to see the things in wider perspective. Openness in what sense actually? The point is this: the religions such as Muslim, Christian religions, they are also equally great religion. There is no doubt in it. For example, if you see Islam, Islam was the first religion in the world which has created a great revolution. You will be surprised to know that man who gave the azan, the first man who gave azan in this world was a slave. And this was during that time when slaves were not considered as humans actually. It was Islam which built on the idea of equality actually. So therefore every religion is great. But yes, the way it is being structured, there are differences in it. Because they are called Abrahamic religions because they are connected to a one book, and there are certain rules and regulations which you need to follow. On the other hand, if I quote the statement of our Supreme Court statement on Hindu religion, they said Hindu is not a religion, it is a way of life actually. So that is better to summarize this. Hindu is a very open term actually. Even if I am not worshipping God, still I am a part of that religion. Even if I am worshipping a tree, I am a part of that religion. Okay, I think that thing brings tolerance in us. Okay, yes. Now there is one more question. It is asked by Pinto, I guess. I don't know the name of the student. Sir, how science and rationality impact one's belief regarding their respective religion? An Indian Express about how science and rationality comes under the sphere of Brahminical society. Sir, is there any work? You see, uh, you need to understand that science and religion are not in confrontation with each other. On the contrary, you can see uh, Indian scientists before the launch of Chandrayaan 3, they went for taking the blessings of Lord Tirumala. It was in the news, you would have seen it. We have seen Professor C.V. Raman, he used to put tika on his head. There is no confrontation between science and religion, but it becomes problematic when it start giving sermons. For example, there is a one Kathavachak, storyteller in North India who used to recite the Bhagavad Katha. He was making a statement that we need to make dalia in cow urine. This kind of things are not acceptable actually. Otherwise, science also takes to the betterment of human being. Religion is also meant for the betterment of human being. Religion is not a bad thing. But when this priest class becomes powerful and they start bringing their own ideas, their own dictums in the structure of religion, then it becomes problematic. Muslims, today Islam is facing a problem not due to the Prophet Muhammad, not due to the religion, it is facing problem due to the interpretation of Islam by different scholars. These interpretations are creating a problem. Same with Christianity, same with Hinduism. In Hinduism, there are people who fought against the social, bad social practices. The religion is not at the fault. It is we at the fault that we are not understanding the real essence of religion. Right? I hope this is clear. Now let us move on to the another thing. You can see that in India there is a presence of regional diversity also. Now coming to the next topic. In India you are witnessing in India you are witnessing regional diversity. And regional diversity is taking place due to geography, due to geography. In India, we have a diverse geography, and geography is directly related to your culture, and culture implies your food, your clothing, your value system, and so on. Right? All these things are basically a part of your culture. So, diverse geography implies diverse culture. Therefore, India has a diverse culture. For example, Kashmir is totally different from Rajasthan. Rajasthan is totally different from West Bengal. They are totally different from the south, right? And then you have your northeast. Northeast is entirely different from all these states. Therefore, every state has its own unique culture, own unique language. The reason is that because in India we are having a diverse geography. In Rajasthan, you are having Thar Desert, right? Heat is there, very hot and humid climate. In Kashmir, lovely weather, right? Come to south, you are figuring out humidity is there. West Bengal, coastal temperature, right? So therefore, every state has its own unique geography, and this unique geography is responsible for bringing unique culture. Please write down few lines on this. Okay, okay, I'm coming to it. I'm coming to it. Okay, okay, fine. India is a vast country. Write it down. India is a vast country. India is a vast country having having huge geographical variations. In the north, snow-clad Himalaya mountains are there. In the north, snow-clad Himalayan mountains are there, comma, fertile plains of the fertile plains of the north. We have Deccan Plateau, coastal plains of the south, right? Therefore, due to variations in geography, due to variations, due to variations in its geography, there is a presence of diverse culture in India. There is a presence of diverse culture in India. Every area is having its unique culture and traditions, right? Done. This is about regional diversity. Now there is a one question coming up that is students are asking, sir, please explain the difference between sect and cult. Okay, write it down. Sect and cult. Write down. First you write it down, then I'll explain you. First you write it down. What is a sect? First you write it down. What is a sect? S-E, just a moment. Sect. Sect is basically a religious body. Sect is a basically a religious body broken away from the main religion. They have a set of opinions, philosophical doctrine. They have their set of they have their set of philosophical doctrine, opinions. We can also call them we can also call them new religious movements. We can also call them new religious movements which break away from which break away from orthodoxy of dominant religion. Therefore, sect is considered as an initiative. Sect is considered an initiative to rationalize a dominant religion. Done. तो सेक्ट क्या है? सेक्ट जैसे तुमने बताया कबीर पंथी हो गया, राइट और रॉन्ग? ये क्या है? सेक्ट है. अब लिखो कल्ट. राइट डाउन कल्ट. Cult is a small group of religious activities. Cult is a small group of religious activities whose beliefs are different from the dominant religion. Their beliefs are different from the dominant religion. It provides alternatives to the people. It provides alternative to the people especially for the marginalized sections of people, especially for the marginalized sections of people. Right? So this is the idea of cult. Cult is basically less in number, sect is bigger, right? So this is the difference between sect and cult. देखो समझो, sect क्या है? Sect is a part of dominant religion only. कि आप उससे अलग हो गए. For example, आर्य समाज. आर्य समाज को we can call it a sect. Why? Because the point is this. It is a part of the dominant religion only. But cult is giving you a very different perspective. It is giving a different perspective from the dominant religion. Right? Sect is bigger in number. On the other hand, cult is smaller in number. Right? So therefore, this is the basic difference. Clear? Any doubt? And you can study more on sect and cult in your, if you are having sociology option, it is one of the most important topics. You can study there. And for general studies point of view, I think this is enough. Clear? Please reply me. Right? This point clear? Sect and sect क्या है? Sect larger group है. वो क्या है? It is a part of a डोमिनेंट रिलीजन, ठीक है, थोड़ा अलग पार्ट हो गया, कुछ चीजों से नाराज हुआ कि यार ये चीजें ठीक नहीं हो रही है, एक अलग बना लिया, तो क्या बन गया, सेक्ट बन गया, राइट। बट इट इज नॉट गिविंग द चैलेंज टू द मेन रिलीजन हियर। ऑन द हैंड कल्ट क्या है, cult is a group of smaller number of people which is basically reactionary in nature, and they deviated from the main religion teachings and developed their own theory, that is a cult। क्लियर, इसीलिए आपको मैंने क्या लिखवाया था, याद करो, आई टोल्ड यू सेक्ट में आप क्या लिखोगे, आप सेक्ट में एग्जांपल दोगे आर्य समाज का। आर्य समाज क्या है, इट इज हिंदू है सब, लेकिन आर्य समाज ने अपनी एक डिस्टिंक्टिव आइडेंटिटी बना ली। उसने कहा था वी फोकस मोर ऑन वेदास इंस्टेड ऑफ वर्शिपिंग नॉर्मल गॉड्स, अवर सोर्स ऑफ इंस्पिरेशन इज वेदास। बात वही कह रहा है लेकिन थोड़ा सा डिफरेंट हो गया, राइट। आर्य समाज को फॉलो करने वाले पीपल बहुत हैं, यू कैन फाइंड अक्रॉस इंडिया। लेकिन आप कल्ट में आ जाओ, कल्ट क्या है, कश्मीर शैविज्म इज अ कल्ट। कितने लोग फॉलो करते हैं, मुट्ठी भर लोग फॉलो करते हैं, वेरी फ्यू पीपल फॉलो। कश्मीर शैविज्म क्या है, डिफरेंट फ्रॉम द इट्स एंटायर way of doing the things are totally different from the main Hindu religion। Clear? Done. Now let's move on to the next topic that we were discussing. Religious diversity we have done, regional diversity we have done. Now there is a one more concept which I want to bring here, that is tribal diversity। एक और कॉन्सेप्ट है इंडिया में, ट्राइबल्स। ट्राइबल डाइवर्सिटी, right? Somali, now it is clear to you the difference between sect and cult? Somali and other students, or you want me to explain it again? Tell me quickly, or write down few lines on tribal diversity in India. You see, tribes are basically group of indigenous people. Tribes are basically group of indigenous people who are having common language, territory, common language, comma, territory, shared strong kinship bonds with each other, they also practice endogamy। याद आ रहा है, what is the meaning of endogamy? They also practice endogamy। You know what is endogamy? Remember, marrying within the caste, right? Its opposite is exogamy, that is marrying outside the caste। So tribals are following which practice? Endogamy। They have a common language, right? They have a common territory. They share strong kinship bond, and they are the indigenous indigenous people. They are the indigenous people. So these are the characteristics of a tribe. And if you ask me, the real Indians are tribes. The real Indians of this country are tribes because they are the people who are the original inhabitants of India. Right? आगे चलो. Apart from this, they have a distinctive, you can also write it down. They have a distinctive custom. They have a distinctive custom, rituals, and beliefs. Write it down. In India, in India, there is a presence of numerous kinds of tribes. In India, there is a presence of numerous kinds of types of you can write it down, kinds of tribes. For example, geographically, the tribes are concentrated in 5 regions. Geographically, tribes are concentrated in 5 regions. Number 1, Himalayan region. कौन सा? हिमालयन रीजन. हिमालयन रीजन में आपको कौन से ट्राइब्स मिलेंगे? कौन से ट्राइब मिलेंगे? गद्दी, जौनसारी. देखो, गद्दी, जौनसारी, भाकड़वाल, बक्करवाल्स. राइट. गद्दी, जौनसारी, बक्करवाल्स, etc. Second type is middle. Second type is middle India. इसको आप सेंट्रल इंडिया भी कह सकते हो. मिडल इंडिया. Now, so you can better answer in middle India. The types in central India or middle India are Munda, Gond, Santhals, etc. Munda, Santhals, etc. In Western India, tribes such as Bhils, Garasia, Bhils, Garasia, ये कहाँ मिलेंगे आपको? You will find them in Western India. You can find these tribes in Western India. Done? In Western India, you can find all these tribes. Next, you write it down. In South India, in South Indian region, you will find tribes such as Chenchu. The spelling of Chenchu, C-H-E-N-C-H-U, Chenchu, Toda. These tribes you will find in the southern India. And then you have island regions. Then you have island regions. Island region कौन सा है इंडिया में? Like your Lakshadweep, Mini Koyans, You find tribes like ओंगे. तो वहाँ कौन से tribes हैं? ओंगे, ONGE, ओंगे. Therefore, tribal identity in India is not identical. Each tribe is different from other tribe. Therefore, we are having tribal diversity in India. Clear? पहला कौन सा है? हिमालयन रीजन. सेकंड कौन सा है? नॉर्थ रीजन, मिडल रीजन, वेस्टर्न रीजन एंड देन आइलैंड रीजन. Right? So this is what we have studied so far about the unique salient features of Indian society. I think all of you have written it. Any question that you want to ask me? Right? So these are the specific features of Indian society. Indian society is multi-ethnic, multilingual, multi-religious. We have a presence of caste system. We have a tribal diversity. Right? Indian society is driven by spiritualism as well as materialism. Okay. One more topic you write it down, which is very important. The general, the general traits of India. What are the general traits of Indian society? These are the specific traits. Now let down another one. General traits of Indian society. Generally, Indian society, what kind of people we are basically? बताओ जल्दी से quickly. Number one, Indian man is a family oriented man. अभी एक series आई थी ना? There was a series on Netflix. Family. We are a family oriented people. Number two, religion is the central, religion plays a central part, a central part in our lives. Third, do you agree with me? These are the general traits of Indian society. There is a presence of, there is a presence of respect for elders. There is a presence of respects in elder. You go to any part of society, you will find that youngsters respect their elders. Point number four, Indian people are very hospitable by nature. So hospitality is the virtue of Indian. Atithi devo bhav, right? Atithi devo bhav. Am I right or wrong? Tell me quickly. Then Indian society is largely tolerant. Indian society is largely tolerant in matters of religion and faith. Sixth, India is having cultural, देखो cultural syncretism. What is cultural syncretism? Indian society is having cultural syncretism. Now tell me what is cultural syncretism? Anyone? What do you mean by cultural syncretism? I think Nimai, you can read more about tribes in your geography actually. So that is why I've given simply the mention that Himalayan region you will find this, middle in this, western in this, right? You will read more about them in your geography, yeah, right? What is cultural syncretism? Cultural syncretism implies when different cultures and religion coexist and they interact with each other. It called cultural syncretism. When different religion and cultures coexist together, coexist together and interact with each other and interact with each other. This is called cultural syncretism. Let me give you an example. We have a tradition of putting मेहंदी इन आवर हाथ. हमारे यहाँ पे क्या कल्चर है इंडिया में? हमारे यहाँ कल्चर है हम हाथों में मेहंदी लगाते हैं. अभी कल क्या थी? देयर वाज अ तीज फेस्टिवल, राइट? या cultural syncretism, okay, when different cultures, religions coexist together and they are continuously interacting with each other. These cultures and religions are not existed in isolation. अब हमारी ये जो the culture that we are having of putting मेहंदी on our hands, तो ये कल्चर खाली हिंदुओं में नहीं है, ये कल्चर मुस्लिम्स में भी है. जो इंडिया के अंदर मुस्लिम होंगे वो भी मेहंदी मेहंदी लगाते हैं. उनके यहाँ भी शादी आप देखिए सेम. इफ यू लुक एट द मुस्लिम वेडिंग and the Indian wedding, and if you make a list, you can find so many things common among each other. And you will say, oh my God, then why these people are fighting? Because we are Indians. Our source of existence is Indus civilization. Therefore, we call them Indian Muslims, Indian Christians, Indian Buddhist. The moment you are calling them Indian, we are becoming distinctive from the rest of the world because our tolerance, our culture is nothing but a cultural syncretism. Right. So therefore, you are finding the same kind of culture in the marriages of Hindu, Muslims, even Christians also. They are also following the same kind of rituals as we are doing in Hindu culture. Because there are basically, if you look at them, they have also migrated from Hindu to Christianity. Same with the Buddhist also. Therefore, there is an element of they are the part and parcel of Indian society, right? And apart from this, there are certain general characteristics of Indian society which I mentioned here. We are family-oriented man, where religion plays an important part in our daily life. There is a presence of respect for elders in the society. Hospitality is the virtue of Indian society. Indian society is largely tolerant in matters of religion and faith. Cultural syncretism is present in Indian society. Cultural syncretism. Clear? Write it down. Cultural syncretism. What is cultural syncretism? Tell me, or you want me to dictate this term? Of course, of course. Right. Write it down. Write it down. Cultural syncretism implies when different cultures or religion comes together, when different cultures or religion comes together, mixed with each other, and a new, it creates a new culture. That is called cultural syncretism. Done? Clear? This is a cultural syncretism, right? Okay, now let's move to the next one. I think this is okay with you. Now, I want to give you a list of one more important thing. Ethnic groups and the state where they're having a majority. Write down. आपको मैक्सिमम ट्राइबल्स कहाँ पे मिलेंगे? Tribals, you will find maximum number of majority of tribal population in central India and and northeast. And not in here you can see majority of tribal population, and then Indo-Aryans. These are the ethnic groups present in Indian. Indo-Aryans आपको कहाँ देखने को मिलेंगे? You can find them in all states, but majority of them in North and West India. Right? Write it down. Apart from this, you can see Mongolites. Mongolites. Mongolites you will find northeastern part of India. Mongolites you can find in northeastern part of India. When I am saying northeastern part of India, you can find them in Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura and Arunachal Pradesh. Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura and Arunachal Pradesh. And Arunachal Pradesh, right? And then you can see Mongoloids हो गए, Indo-Aryans हो गए, you can tribals हो गया, then you can say this Dravidians. Entire South India. When I am saying entire South India, it implies your Tamil Nadu, Telangana, एक ही गाना, तेलंगाना, आंध्र प्रदेश, कर्नाटका, केरला, etc. ठीक है? Dravidians. One more is left. Can anybody tell me? Another is Europeans and others. European and other race which has mingled Indian society you can find in all the states, wherever this Britishers stayed, all the states, especially in central and north India. Sorry, especially in urban cities. Especially in urban cities. So I have given you the breakup of these are ethnic groups: tribals, Indo-Aryans, Mongolites, Dravidians and Europeans, and these are the places where their presence is felt. Clear? Please note down this. Done? Right? So these are the different features, salient features, general features of Indian society that we have discussed. Ha, you can add. You can. You can if you want Indo-Australian. You can add it here. Okay, that's not a problem. But these are the five major groupings here. Okay. Now, let us move to the another important concept. All of you have written this. Please tell me. Can I rub this? Can I move on? Tell me quickly. Can I move on? This concept is clear to you. These are the ethnic groups and these are the places where they are found. Can I move on to the next one? Tell me quickly. I am waiting for a reply. Let me see who will give me the green signal. Okay, I got a green signal. Done. Okay, fine. Now let us talk about another important concept, that is unity in diversity. First of all, I want to ask you a question. Who gave this concept or who coined this phrase unity in diversity? Batao. Tell me quickly, who coined this phrase unity in diversity? After that, we'll move forward. And where it is mentioned. Another task. Very good. Shabash. Anirvan is giving the right answer. Jawaharlal Nehru. Where? Very big clap for Anirvan. He is absolutely right. This phrase was coined by Jawaharlal Nehru, our first Prime Minister. But where? Well, ये गलत आंसर हो गया. This is in his book Indian Diversity. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. I think who has written this? The Discovery of India. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Shabash, shabash. I'm very happy. I'm very happy. Unity in diversity is a term coined by our first Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru in his book Discovery of India. If you get a time, please read this book. It is a wonderful book. Discovery of India. In his book Discovery of India. And where this information is mentioned, this information is mentioned in your NCERT textbook, in NCERT textbook of सिक्स क्लास, इसलिए आपको कहते हैं रीड एनसीईआरटी. दिस इंफॉर्मेशन इज गिवन इन एनसीईआरटी 6 स्टैंडर्ड. दैट यूनिटी इन डाइवर्सिटी is a topic, is a phrase coined by Jawaharlal Nehru in his book Discovery of India, and this information is given in your NCERT 6th standard textbook. Okay, done. Let us first try to understand what do you mean by unity. What is the meaning of unity? Unity hota kya hai? What is unity? How you define unity? What is unity basically according to you? Batao, what is unity? Unity, write it down. Unity is basically integration. Unity क्या है? Unity is integration. This word integration is also used in mathematics when we are dealing with a very important topic called calculus. How many of you have studied mathematics till your class 2? Or how many of you are from engineering background? Can anybody tell me? Raise your hand, those who are from engineering background. Tell me. Those who are from engineering background might be knowing this fact that integration is used when we are solving calculus, in the calculus. So what is the meaning of integration, which you call integration or integral calculus? It is called summation. Doing summation when you are doing collecting the things, that is called summation. And what is differentiation? And the opposite of integration is differentiation, when you are dividing. So here the same thing, unity means integration, summing up, doing summation of all the things. Clear? Right? Write down few lines on this. Unity implies integration. Unity implies integration. Unity implies integration. Which denotes a sense of oneness. Which denotes a sense of oneness. A sense of oneness or a sense of we-ness, the sum hum ek hai, or the sense of we-ness. Sense of we-ness. Right? There is a sense of oneness, sense of we-ness in unity. Unity is integration where you are summing up all the things together. But there is a difference between unity and uniformity. Ye samjho, this is very important. But there is a difference between unity and uniformity. Write down. There is a difference. There is a difference between unity and uniformity. There is a difference between unity and uniformity. Done. What is the difference? Write it down. Uniformity, uniformity presupposes, uniformity presupposes similarity. Uniformity presupposes, presupposes similarity. Uniformity presupposes similarity. Unity does not. Unity does not. This is a very basic difference between unity and uniformity. For example, I am a vegetarian, you are non-vegetarian. It does not matter, we all are one. This is the essence of unity. But in uniformity, I believe that whether you are veg or non-veg, whether you are from Bangalore or Calcutta or Bihar, we all are having similar culture, similar tradition. That is the reason there needs to be a uniformity. This is a difference between uniformity and unity. Write it down. Unity is basically of two types. Unity is basically of two types. Number one, unity which emerged out of uniformity. Unity which emerge out of uniformity, and unity which may arise from, which may arise from differences, which may arrive in spite of differences, which may arrive in spite of differences. What does it mean? For example, I have written unity is of two types. One, it is coming out of similarity, and another, it is coming out of differences. For example, if I come to Calcutta, you will find there is a bonding between all the Bengalis. Bonding between Bengalis. Why? Because they have same culture, language, value system, food, etc. So this unity is coming out of similarity. They all are bonded with each other because they think they all share same language, same culture. They are coming from the same place called Kolkata. So therefore, whenever any emergency comes, they stay together and reflects a kind of unity, and that unity is emerging out of similarity. On the other hand, there is a unity called differences. Unity which is emerging from, unity which is emerging from diversity. Unity which is emerging from, it does not matter for me. I am a faculty, whether you are from Kolkata, whether you are from Northeast, whether you are from Rajasthan, or you are from Telangana, Ek hi Gana, Telangana. It does not matter to me. For me, you are my students. For me, you all are preparing for UPSC civil services examination. Therefore, it becomes my moral, legal obligation to impart you good knowledge, to make you competent in the in the content, in the writing skills, and make your learning so comfortable that it becomes cakewalk for you to get through civil services. I am not making any differences based on your caste, creed, race, or religion. I am accepting you as you are. And in spite of your differences, there is an element of unity among each other. You also respectfully, Shankar sir, is our faculty. So I'm faculty for all of you. All of you are coming together at the same time in morning 11 to 1. Now it's 2 to 4 is going on. Right? So this is called when unity is emerging out of diversity. Clear? Anil Kumar Roy is asking a very good question. Sir, what was the Warrior Alvin's view on freedom for tribal, especially in Northeast? You see, Warrior Alvin, one of the greatest figure that tribal India has seen. He dedicated his entire life for the development of tribals. He worked for the welfare of tribals, and Warrior Alvin was a very close friend of Jawaharlal Nehru. And the first tribal policy which came in India was the outcome of Warrior Alvin's work, efforts. Warrior Alvin was having a different take on tribals of India. Jawaharlal Nehru wants to bring tribals into the mainstream of life. And Warrior Alvin used to say that keep tribals uh, in their ecosystem. Please don't destroy their native culture, don't destroy their native homes. Let them live as they want. So this is the central idea of Warrior Alvin's idea about tribals. If you want to study more about tribals, I can suggest you two books. Number one, you can read a book of this uh, Ramachandra Guha, The Savage Civilization by the Savage Civilization by Ramachandra Guha. Apart from this, if you are interested in academic understanding of tribals, Nadeem Hasnan, Tribal Society, something like this. So these two books you can refer, or any one out of them, to all your queries related to tribal development, what is the tribal politics, and how tribals are lacking behind in India. You can read, and how reservation is getting the benefit, bringing benefit only to one section of society, not to all. All the benefits of reservation are cornered by the Meenas. For example, all the sympathy of Kashmir is with the Kashmiri Brahmins, but today nobody is talking about the struggles, pains of Dogra or Dogras, right, who come from the hilly areas of Jammu. Nobody is talking about them because they are not in the limelight. Therefore, even for the politician, it is important to have someone who can become their voice and who can convey his ideas in an effective and efficient manner. Clear? This that used to be your idea, and now the ball is in your court. You have to decide, because otherwise, you see, tribals is a very big topic in sociology also. You study in depth about tribals. Okay. I hope I have given your answer, Anil Kumar Roy. Done. The एक और इसको connect करोगे. I want to bring one more concept of mechanical solidarity and organic solidarity. I want to bring here the concept of mechanical solidarity and organic solidarity. Mechanical solidarity and organic solidarity. Now you see, when we are saying that unity is coming out of similarity, it is reflecting to mechanical solidarity. And when you are saying that organic solidarity is coming out of unity on the basis of diversity, that becomes an organic solidarity. There is a very eminent personality known as Emile Durkheim. Emile Durkheim, the founding fathers of sociology in the world. He was a professor in France, And after the French Revolution, when the new government came up in France, the first thing that they have done is to appoint Emile Durkheim as a chairman of the committee whose mandate, whose responsibility is to draft a new curriculum for its university students so that elements of rationality, objectivity, love for the nation, ethical qualities can be inculcated in the young population of France. And he chaired that committee. And he was the man, Emile Durkheim. If you study sociology, Emile Durkheim is one of the important thinkers. And he was the man who developed the concept of mechanical solidarity and organic solidarity. Let me give an example. If you are coming from a village, if you are coming from the village, in the village, everyone is known to everyone. बताओ क्यों? Why? Tell me why. In village, you are driven by mechanical solidarity. In your village, all the people of your family, extended family, or the people belonging to same caste are living together since hundred of years. They know each other by the name. They are driven by mechanical solidarity. But on the other side, in urban cities, in metropolitan cities, we don't know each other. In the morning, the person who comes and deliver the milk, I have never met him. I don't know who cleans my car. I don't know who is the person who press my clothes. I don't know when I'm coming out of my house who is the constable managing the traffic light. I don't know who is responsible for giving electricity to my house. There are a lot of anonymous people. I don't know who they are, but their existence plays a very important part in my day-to-day routine. If any one of them is missing, my entire day will become chaotic. I cannot even think of everyone is an important. Therefore, in modern society, in urban cities, we may not each other, but we are our existence is dependent on each other. Therefore, maybe we are not aware of, but we are indirectly connected with each other. And when this kind of unity emerges, this kind of unity is known as organic solidarity, right? So this is a basic difference between organic solidarity and mechanical solidarity. Therefore, in the villages, when people are known, और भाई चौधरी किस जान लग रहा है, अरे चौधरी साहब आ रहे हैं, खड़ो जाओ बिठाओ चौधरी साहब को. So this is your mechanical solidarity, writing it. But in big metropolitan cities, mechanical solidarity is not present. It is the organic solidarity which is at present because it is driven by unity in diversity, right? Mechanical solidarity is driven by similarity in society. And this one, your organic solidarity is driven by diversity. I think this concept is clear to all of you. If you want to ask me anything, you're most welcome to ask. Let me see your comment. Yeah, where is your comments? I'm not see your comments, boy. Oh my God, Anil Kumar Roy, I'm not taking a sociology class. This is the one, our student who is asking me to discuss the variant theory of social stratification and structural functionalist theory and Marx theory. Anil Kumar Roy, I really appreciate, I love to do. But the point is this is not a sociology class. This is a general studies paper 1 subtopic called Indian society that we are discussing. I cannot go in sociology. If you write a sociological answer in this paper, you will get what you will get. Anda. You will get anda. You have to write answers in a generalistic way. Even if you are borrowing any concept from any other subject also, you have to represent in such a way that it becomes a generally your writing. For example, when I am discussing with you organic solidarity and mechanical solidarity, I have discussed in a general term. I am not giving any sociological interpretation to it. I would advise you, you also refrain yourself from the input of sociology in your GS answers, right? Okay. Now move to the next one. Write down. Now this is how we have developed the idea of diversity, unity. Now write it down. The first bond of unity is found in the. Now write it down. India is known for its geographical unity. India is known for its geographical unity and in its geopolitical integration. Right? Indian geography is marked by Indian geography is marked by Himalayas in the north and the south. Geographical unity marked by Himalayas in the north and oceans and the oceans in the south. The first evidence of unity in diversity and the consciousness of unity in India is driven by driven by geopolitical unity of India is driven by the geopolitical unity of India mentioned in the Rig Veda. तो पहली चीज ये सीखो, unity in diversity is not a new concept. In the Rig Veda itself, it is mentioned that in geopolitical interest, India needs to be a united country in spite of its diversity, right? And they are also found in the Rig Veda. Next लिखो. Done? Done? Okay. Clear? Now moving to the next one. The another important feature. Had we discussed joint family in a previous class? Joint family, nuclear family, tell me quickly. I really appreciate. I'll keep referring to the concepts in a journalistic way so that you can develop the crystal clear understanding. Right, Anil Kumar Roy? Okay, now I'm asking you, have you read about these topics? Did we discuss joint family system or not? Yes or no? जल्दी से बताओ. Did we discuss or not? Otherwise, I will discuss. I think all of you have noted down this, so I'll move to the next one. Okay, now the next that I'm going to bring is the joint family system. Is the joint Joint family system in India. Write down. Joint family. Joint family. We have discussed. Okay, okay. We have discussed. Okay, okay. Then we will not discuss it. I think we have discussed it. Tell me, we have discussed or not? Because I'm little bit confused whether I have discussed joint family system or not. Okay, done, done. It is already discussed. Okay, so we will not discuss it. Okay, done. Now let us understand the features of different kinds of society, right? So far, so far we have discussed, so far we have discussed number one, salient features of Indian society. Number two, we have discussed general features of Indian society. Number third, idea of unity. Number four, unity in diversity. Just now we have discussed all these aspects. Now, let us develop an understanding of society, characteristics of different kinds of society. Let us say, if it is a modern society, what are its characteristics? If it is a rural society, what are the characteristics of rural society? Like this. Okay, so write down quickly. First, modern society. Characteristics of modern society. If a society is modern, when we can say that society is modern, what are its characteristics? What are its features on the basis of which we can name it a modern society, right? Let us write number one. The most important feature of a modern society is that its economy needs to be based on the industry. मॉडर्न सोसाइटी में इकोनॉमी किस पे बेस्ड होगी? इंडस्ट्री पर. इकोनॉमी शुड बी बेस्ड ऑन इंडस्ट्री. The society is divided. The society is divided into number of classes. Society will be divided in number of classes, not in the caste, number of classes. क्योंकि जो modern society है, in modern society, there is a presence of class. There is a presence of class. For example, industrial class, which is basically your entrepreneurial class, right? The people who are owning the business. Okay, write it down. Number one is capitalist, whom we call the capitalist. The capitalist, the worker, and the petty shopkeepers. These three should things should be there to make it a modern society? Next लिखो. The next important feature in a modern society is the emergence of various professionals and technical jobs. Number third, modern mode of transport. Mode of transport needs to be modern. It's not like bullock carts. It has to be modern mode of transport like buses, trams, trains, metro, right? So this is the sign of modern society. Done. Next feature लिखो. Migration. There is a migration of rural population from rural villages to industrial towns. This is one of the important characteristics of a modern society. Migration of people from villages to rural cities in search of better job opportunities. The next is there should be industrialization in society. There should be an industrialization in society. Only that society can be said an industrial society, right? Industrial revolution मतलब क्या हुआ? Basically, industrial revolution implies where production is taking place in huge volume, and how this huge volume is being created through the production, how there is increase in production through the big machineries. So there is an innovative machinery is taking place where there is a huge factories, mills, right? So all these features are there of modern society, right? Let me write it. Let me sum up for you. What is the feature of modern society? Number one, its economy has to be. Economy क्या होनी चाहिए? Industrialized. Economy has to be industry. That is industry based, right? Number two, there should be a migration of rural population to cities in search of new job or livelihood opportunities, right? Number third, there should be a presence of modern mode of communication, modern mode of transport, modern mode of transport. Number four, society is having presence of different classes. क्या होना चाहिए? सोसाइटी में डिफरेंट क्लासेस होनी चाहिए. कौन सी क्लासेस बताई मैंने आपको? कैपिटलिस्ट, worker, like this, right? Number fifth, new jobs or professions are emerging out. New professions or jobs are emerging out, right? So these are the features of modern society. Okay, can you compare it with the modern society and One more. Urban cities have come up. It is responsible for urban cities. एक बात और समझो. Can you compare it with modern Indian society? Is modern Indian society are having these features? Tell me quickly. Let me give you the example of modern Calcutta. Okay? Calcutta की बात करते हैं. How Calcutta is called a modern city? Number one, now in Calcutta, you are witnessing new occupations, professions, technical jobs are coming up. आज एक नई जॉब आ गई है जिसको a new job has come up which is known as influencers. आज से 20 साल पहले पता था किसी को what is called influencers? Who are influencers? YouTubers are called influencers. Today people are learning Java, right? Python, RAT, so that they can become good programmers. 20 years back, are we aware that there would be a job of programmers? As per the new education policy, government is going to introduce coding at 6th class level. I want to ask you, when you were studying in 6th class, are you aware of what was coding? Tomorrow, because in the future, there will be a new rise in jobs related to coding, programming. Now people are learning chat GPT, artificial intelligence. IIT Hyderabad has introduced a new BTech course in artificial intelligence. I was not aware of all these things 10 years back, right? In your Kolkata, there is a presence of metro. I would say Calcutta was the first city in which metro was introduced, right? New mode of communication. And the people are there is a presence of capitalists, people who are having a lot of money with them. There are workers, there are presents middle class, lower class, lower middle class, upper middle class, high class in your city. Am I right or wrong? So therefore all these features are there. Done? So all these features are there of modern society. Now move on to the next one. Okay, now let us move to what are the features of a developing society. This is very important. Write down. I think this is clear. You can note it down or I'll wait for you. Exactly. All these things are coming up. They are called industrial cities. Now, have you written all this? Which I have written the note. All of you have noted it down. Just say yes or no, then I'll move on. Then we'll move to another important segment. I'm waiting, or I'll just come inside so that you can better note it down clearly. Clear? Done? Please reply. Okay, done. Now I am moving to another important thing, that is the features of developing society. Features of developing societies. To understand the features of developing society, first of all, we need to understand what is a developing society. What is the meaning of developing societies? Now, I guess students, that now you are not facing any difficulty in dictation, right? Because earlier some students were facing difficulty in dictation. Now that problem is resolved or not? Now are you able to note down properly from the board as well as whatever I'm dictating in the class? Okay, now move on to the next one. Developing society is basically a conflict-ridden society. The first feature of a developing society is conflict-ridden society. There is a one question that, sir, we often notice or say when someone asks about our clothes or rituals, sometimes we would not follow properly, and then people say he or she modern one. Is it comes under the ambit modern society, particularly clothes? You see, modern society implies the modern way of life, but modernity is not driven by clothes only. Modernity is more about your mindset. The modern mindset says that we believe in equality. Modernity says we believe in gender equality. Modernity implies that we need to have a soft corner for the marginalized, deprived sections of society. Modernity implies we need to have objectivity in our thoughts. Modernity implies we need to inculcate scientific temper, and you know that it is also mentioned as a fundamental duty in your constitution to develop scientific temperament. Modernity implies that your relation should not be driven on the basis of caste, creed, race, religion, or region. Your relation should be driven by merit, by elements such as compatibility. Therefore, all these are the features of modernity, modern society. Wearing clothes does not determine whether you are modern or not modern. I have seen a lot of women in my life, in my family. They have never been to school. But if you talk to them and if you discuss with them, you will come to realize they're having much more modern thinking, much more progressive, much more compatible. They give more space to the other person to evolve. But on the same side, I have seen a lot of persons coming out from India's elite colleges, universities, institutions. But if you talk to them, they reflect a kind of fossil fuel mentality that they are directly coming from the 6th century to 2023 August. Their minds are very parochial. Their minds are very conservative, orthodox. Therefore, modernity is not judged by the clothes. If you are judging modernity through clothes, it means you are looking at in a very myopic vision. Of course, Anirban. Anirban is absolutely right. Equality, liberty, equality, and fraternity, and the importance of individual rights. These are the most important features of modern society. There is a one topic in your polity paper that is comparative study of constitutions. What is the basic difference what is the basic difference between an Indian constitution and American constitution? The basic difference is that in Indian constitution we are talking about fundamental rights. The entire focus is on fundamental rights, and in the end there is a one line mentioned under the reasonable circumstance, under the reasonable, right? That particular line is also there. But on the other hand, it is the American Constitution which categorically states that individual rights are supreme. Even the federal law cannot curtail your individual right. And that is what is you have seen, that is what is reflected during COVID pandemic. That in the COVID pandemic in America, I still remember that interview with one of the biggest health policy makers in America. He said that it is very difficult for us to convince people or to put pressure on the people to wear mask because there is a concept of individual liberty. If we force them, they will say it's my individual right whether I want to wear the mask or not. And if the person says we are forcing you because it is good for your health, they said it's my individual right. I'm competent enough to take my decision about my health. Who you are to tell me? It is going to become a constitutional crisis. Because in American Constitution, you remember Thomas Paine who wrote the Bill of Rights. It is the individual rights which are supreme. And from where the concept of individual rights are coming, from where the concept of equality, liberty and fraternity is coming. All these concepts are coming from the birth of French Revolution. Therefore, all these equality, liberty, fraternity, tolerance, gender equality, all these are the features of new modern society. These things are not there in Asiatic society. These things are not there during our previous time. You know that India, when we talk about India, when we talk about the plight of women, we say that it's the story of Sati to fighter pilot of Indian Air Force. It's a big time actually. Today, women are participating in the National Defense Academy exam. They are playing a very important role in the fighting combat of Indian Air Force. Women have joined Indian Army in their combat model. Therefore, these stereotypes have started being jolted, started being broken away. So therefore, when you talk about that, sir, equality, liberty, fraternity, these are the unique features of modern society only. And that is why Osho said a very beautiful thing. He said that the present society is always bound to be better than previous society. Because your human imagination, human creativity, you need to believe in that. Is always good. Therefore, you see that in contemporary times, especially in the metropolitan cities, nobody while sharing your seat is asking your caste. Nobody wants to know what caste you belong to, what is your family background. They are more concerned about you, right? Therefore, these things are not the epitome or the symbols of ancient or medieval society. Equality, liberty, and fraternity is a symbol of French Revolution, and it has become the source of inspiration for the rest of the world, which was under French rule. Clear? Done? Okay. One more question is asking. Okay, Nimai is asking a question. Let us read Nimai's question. She is asking, sir, the WTO does not define or distinguish between developed and developing society or country. Then why India cannot be considered as a developed country, as neither international organizations nor national organization has defined the developed country and developing country. Nimai, first of all, I want to make you factually correct. If you read the World Bank, if you read the economic reports, you can come to know that categorically, specifically, all the think tanks in the world has defined the at what salary intake you can be called you can be considered as a part of a developing society or developed society. Even your tax system is also based on our entire tax structure is based on progressive system, right? If you are rich, you will tax more. If you are poor, you will tax less, right? So therefore, it is a wrong presumption. It is a wrong statement to say that we are not aware of developed or developing country. It is clearly mentioned, even your Niti Aayog reports, clearly mentioned in previous Yojana Aayog reports also, ki what are the characteristics, what are the stipulations by which a society becomes a developed society or developing society. Right? Done. Let us move to the next one. Now, write it down. Developing society is a conflict-ridden society because scarcity of resources are there right? Because developing society is the one where some structure of the society, where some structures of the society are functionally specialized, and some functions are diffused, right? The socio-political institutions are not mature. Done. So these are the some features of developing society. Now let us move to rural society. After understanding developing society, now let us move to rural societies. Write it down. Rural societies, rural society is that society, rural society is that society where agriculture, agriculture is the main profession, where agriculture is the main profession of, main profession of majority of, majority of the population. Simple definition. Where majority of the population is engaged in agriculture or agriculture allied activities is known as rural society. Is known as rural society. Done? Well, okay, Beshjiz is asking me a question. Sir, ragging is good or bad? Let me first answer his question. You see, what is the genesis of ragging in the colleges and institutions? First, let us understand the context in which ragging is mentioned. You see, during my time when I went into the engineering college, at that time ragging, I think at that point of time, because I studied very hard, we all studied very hard till our 12th standard. We were in confined environments under the supervision of our parents, and we used to go to school. In school, we have to study from, let's say, morning 8 to 3 o'clock. We used to wear school uniform. We have to attend the periods, lectures, make class notes, registers, right? So we are in a very, set up in a set kind of a pattern, right? Our teachers are always there to help us. But when you pass out of your class 12th standard, you need to understand the context. India has adopted a parliamentary form of democracy. India has adopted a parliamentary form of democracy. Now, how I will teach democracy to my thousands and millions of citizens? The first taste of democracy you feel is in the college. Number one, in the college, there is no school uniform. Understand this. In college, there is no school uniform. In colleges, there are elections where different parties comes like NSUI, Student Federation of India, ABBP, and so on. In the campus, students fight election. election takes place. There is a concept of ragging in which seniors come, they talk to the students, and during that some crack jokes, so that we can mingle out with our seniors, with our juniors, and we can shed away the inhibitions which has become a part and parcel of our lives, and we can emerge as an adults, right? And here also we are learning the essence of democracy, where we are supposed to, because you see, like I'm giving institution like IIT. In IIT is a national institution where joint entrance examination is being conducted at all India level. Students from across the country are coming, right from Madras, from Guwahati, from Kashmir, from Bihar, from West Bengal, from every hook and nook of the country. Students are coming to that institution, and you are part of that institution. So therefore, it becomes very important that we need to intermingle with each other. We need to shed away those inhibitions, and in doing so, ragging was there. Ragging was an instrument of fun, of breaking that inhibitions, breaking that stereotypes, taking us away from the constrained environments, and we get uh, mingle with each other, right? And you remember the good part of ragging, that once ragging is over, our seniors used to organize parties for us, right? And we dance and we enjoy. But ragging becomes bad, unethical, when ragging is taking a physical violence, where ragging is intentionally being done to harass the student, when caste enters into the ragging, when regions enters into the ragging, and due to this ragging, when there those young flowers, young students, budding students are committing suicides, they are running away from the colleges and saying we don't want to go to college. College is giving us a horrible experience. Then we need to sit together and do self introspection. What is wrong? Where we are committing a mistake? Therefore, you remember, I never said that any institution is bad. It is up to us what we make out of that institution. You're getting it? Therefore, but yes, in contemporary times, in my opinion, there are so many pitfalls, there are so many drawbacks in the ragging. We have seen so many cases in Delhi University, engineering colleges, medical colleges, that ragging is creating a havoc in the lives of the students. Therefore, in my opinion, looking at the contemporary situation, ragging needs to be banned. Instead of that, a good introduction, a festival kind of a thing needs to come up to create a bonhomie among the seniors and the juniors. That is it, yeah. Okay. Let me first understand. Let me first discuss the next question that he's asking. Bishjit, is that in modern society where school wanted to smoke in classroom with the name of liberty, can we support it? You see, before asking for liberty, it is important for us to inculcate the quality of discipline. In the school, we are being taught to discipline. We are being taught to inculcate good habits in us. Therefore, liberty is different, discipline is different. On the name of liberty, I cannot allow that you will कि तुम गांजा पीना शुरू कर दो. You start taking grass. तुम गंजेड़ी बन जाओ, because you have a liberty of becoming ganjedi. You have a liberty of becoming alcoholic. You have a liberty of taking a jump from the bridge to the Hooghly River and commit suicide. This cannot be done. Therefore, in our constitution, we have clearly mentioned fundamental rights subject to reasonable restrictions. And there is a difference between discipline and liberty that you need to understand. Okay? These two things are not same, right? Okay. What is the another feature of the first feature of, now coming back to the topic, the first feature of rural society is that majority of the population is engaged in agriculture or allied activity. And the second is that the social structure in the villages are totally governed by kinship system. Write it down. The the social structures are based on kinship and family relationships. Majority of the population lives in joint families. Next, the society is largely orthodox and conservative. The society is based on caste system. Therefore, all these attributes are of rural society, right? What are those attributes? I write it down here. You also write it down. What is that rural society? Number one, majority of population is engaged in agriculture. Majority of families lives in joint family system. Number third, society is highly orthodox and conservative. Society is highly orthodox conservative. Society is driven by caste system, right? Right. The social structure in society is driven by is driven by kinship or family ties. So this is the another the marriages. There are endogamous marriages are the norm, right? So these are the features of rural society. These are the features of rural society, right? So I have summarized it like this. You can note it down clearly. Done? Clear? All of you have written it? Please reply. All of you have written this, or I'll just take it. Come inside, write it down quickly, and give me a reply. Then we'll move forward. Done? Please reply. I'm waiting for your reply. I'll come to the site. Take it down quickly. Done, guys. Please reply. I'm waiting for reply. Then we'll move forward. Okay, good, good, good. Done. Okay. Okay. So these are the features of modern society, a developing society, and rural society that we have discussed. Now let us move to the last features of urban society. What are the features of urban? What are the features of urban society? Write it that you see. Number one, There is a presence of cultural heterogeneity. First you write it down, then I'll summarize it. Okay, very good, very good. Number one, urban society imply, write it down. Number one, cultural heterogeneity. Cultural heterogeneity is present in urban areas. Cultural heterogeneity is present in urban areas. Number two, there is presence of more social mobility in urban areas. Number two, modern forms of social control such as police, judiciary are there in urban cities, right? The urban economy is driven by market and monetary economy. Next, you can say anonymity. Anonymity is the feature of urban societies where people are not known to each other as they know each other in the villages, right? Okay, okay, done. Okay, now let us understand. You see, the first feature of urban society is that first distinctive feature that in cities or towns, population density is more. Population density is more, right? How? Because more number of people are living in cities and towns. There is a presence of cultural heterogeneity. How cultural heterogeneity? Because people from different cultures, different places, different regions are migrating to the city. Therefore, the city is becoming culturally heterogeneous. Then, the more formal social control is present. Formal social control is present in the form of police, court, judiciary, etc. But in villages, the form of social control is a panchayat. Khap panchayat or panchayat, they decide the moral code of conduct, right? But here, nobody can decide. It will be decided by the judiciary, by the police. Cultural heterogeneity, formal social control, then you have population density is more, right? You have modern forms of entertainment like your mall, right, etc. Cinema plexes, all these things are present in the urban society. There is an element of anonymity. There is an element of anonymity in the cities, in the big cities. We don't know each other, even if we are living in a same building. Even when you are living in the same building, same floor, even though we don't know each other, so there is an element of anonymity in urban society, right? Anonymity is one of the features of urban society. Done. The entire economic system, the entire economic system is based on market, is based on market, right? Therefore, all these features are the features of modern society. All these features are the features of modern society, and there is the presence of more social mobility, more social mobility in the modern society, in urban society, because in urban society, people's performance should be based on, they are measured, evaluated. Performance appraisals are based on your merit, on your talent, on your working, not which caste you belong to, which region you are coming from, right? Write it down quickly. So these are the features of urban society: social mobility, population density is more, cultural heterogeneity, modern forms of entertainment, formal social control is present in the form of police, court, panchayats or khap panchayats cannot pass their decisions, right? The entire economic system is based on the market. There is a presence of anonymity in the modern society, right? Clear? These are the features of urban societies. I think I will answer Anil Kumar Roy. I will answer this in our next class, and I think I can better answer this question uh, when we are studying globalization and its impact on Indian society. I hope students, you have understood the essence of Indian society and various kinds of societies present in this topic, right? Now let us see what we have discussed so far. Today, you see, we have discussed under salient features of Indian society. Today we have discussed in great detail the religious diversity in India, right? In which we developed the idea of Pasmanda Muslims because it is in the news. It implies we have connected current affairs with our notes. Okay. Second, we have discussed about religious diversity in every religion. Then we have discussed the features of modern society, rural society, urban society, and developing societies. Done. Then we developed the idea of unity, how unity is different from uniformity. Then we discussed unity in diversity, unity in diversity. Then we have also discussed the general features of Indian society, general features of Indian society. And here we have also discussed the regional diversity, the idea of regional diversity. And then we have connected the ethnic groups and their presence in Indian society. Therefore, now I can say that comfortably we have discussed. No, no, no. That is Jawaharlal Nehru. Okay. Therefore, these are all the things that we have discussed in today's class. And with this, our first topic is over, salient features of Indian society and unity in diversity. Now, in our next class, we'll move to the next unit. Thank you very much for being with me, and I hope you are enjoying the classroom lectures. And every classroom lecture is informative, in my opinion, and you are feeling that your knowledge level is going up every day. Right? Thank you very much for being with me. Then we'll meet tomorrow at 2 to 4. Till then, Shabbe Raat. Enjoy yourself, do well in your studies, and take care of yourself. Thank you.